Sometimes, sometimes, I gotta be me and shit. I gotta be me and, to take a fucking shot in the dark, right? You gotta be me and take a fucking shot in the dark. I'm not gonna say any fucking names for obvious reasons and shit. And it's bigger than you would think my reason for not, just being blunt as I usually am and shit. But I want to ask a certain group over here in Black YouTube. But why do you never talk about that fucking museum? Okay, why do you never talk about that and shit? All right, the reason I brought that up is because I was nearly triggered by something one of them did and shit, but it turned out to be a red herring. And so, I feel good. I could just go back and do me and shit. But like I was left with this lingering thought and shit, all the everybody's doxing everybody. This one general, this one person, this one guy, he's going around, he's making rounds just attacking all these different, groups and shit. For with good reason for most part and shit. But like I want to know when him and the other people in that group, why they never talk about that fucking museum, okay? Why do you never talk about that fucking museum? Okay? I want somebody to give me a fucking answer. Why you never talk about that fucking museum and the deal is with it and shit, or your opinion or shit, okay? Or talk to a boy on your platform and shit about that fucking museum and shit, okay? When are we gonna do that? I dragged Umar Johnson from pillar to fucking post and shit. Now it'll be no different from anywhere else, but I think I put the final kibosh on that shit with that fucking museum, that alleged museum. All right. I just thought about that because I was looking at some shit on social media and I saw something that just got on my nerves, and then I submerged it. But then like when I this one guy was about to put out his little show and shit, his little weekly show about things that kind of are adjacent to the SYSBM community and shit and the supposed manosphere. It turned out to be a red herring. It wasn't what I thought it was. I'm glad I didn't get further triggered and shit because I like to come in with that surgical fucking knife. I like to come in with that shit. I actually could if I wanted to. I won't. I won't because sometimes you have to have responsibility and shit. Okay, you have to have moral responsibility, a community responsibility, and this is about as far as I like to go with that shit. But I want to know why you guys never talk about that fucking museum and shit. Okay, or talk to the dude about the museum, or you should have him appear on your show of talking about that fucking museum as it exists today. Today, May 19th, 2023. Right? I'm not a naysayer, okay? I'm not, somebody just like, I'm not a dissident or anything, but, let's call a spade and shit. This is the kind of thinking and bullshit and, behind the door bullshit that fucked our community over from day one and shit, okay? And a lot of times I put out shit you wouldn't believe, but people act like they don't see it. They fucking ignore it and shit. And I'm okay with that because I know who's who, all right? Now leave it at that and shit, okay?
All thanks to my creator, most high God, King of Kings.
So, Danny, do you need a beat or you want to do a cappella?
It's up to you. You want a beat or you want a cappella?
Let's get some a cappella. Let's hear you spit some hot fire.
Sound boy genocide. I spit the speaker like a pipe bomb bombing on this audio homicide. My victim not specified, but I bring it to these roaches like a bottle of insecticide. No fiction. Opposition fall victim to my critical inflictions. Analog crucifixions. Microphone murdering, and the thought there could be an MC that could step to me never even occurred to me. I'm a hip hop giant. I got it locked like science, homeboy. You don't even want to try it.
Tariq Nasheed's Museum Life. Watch it now, exclusively on FBAstream.com.
This message has been paid for by the Dusties. Yes, The niggas you love to hate.